Hi, everyone. I'm here with Patricia Cota-Robles, a special guest to the Conscious Leadership Program. She's joining me to discuss module number 8, Contribute to the Conscious Evolution Movement. Patricia is co-founder and president of the nonprofit educational organization New Age Study of Humanity's Purpose, which sponsors the annual World Congress on Illumination. Patricia was a marriage and family counselor for 20 years. She now spends her time freely sharing the information she is receiving from the beings of light in the realms of illumined truth. This is accomplished through her weekly online radio program, website, video blogs, books, email articles, and free seminars. The divine intent of these celestial sharings is to give humanity greater clarity and understanding as we progress through these wondrous but extremely challenging times on Earth. Patricia is an internationally known teacher and has taught workshops all over the world. And welcome, Patricia. Welcome back to the Conscious Leadership Masters Program.
Well, thank you very much, Steve. It's wonderful to be here.
Okay, and I'm going to jump right in because so much ground to cover here. And Patricia, you shared that there are powerful influxes of light that are bathing the Earth and assisting in the elevation of consciousness of every person on the Earth, even, you say, the most recalcitrant person. Can you talk about this?
Yes, the reason that this is occurring for every, not only person, but literally every particle and wave of life, which is all intelligent on the Earth, is because we are one and there is no separation. So the universal law is, as I am lifted up, all life is lifted up with me. And the wonderful thing that is happening is that there are literally legions of humanity, millions and millions of people that are beginning to awaken and to remember this. And as you and I have talked about before, many of the reports that we're getting through the media and things just report all the negative and chaos that's going on. But the beings of light are consistently saying that the number of awakening humanity are consciously remembering the oneness of life and deliberately doing things to add to the light of the world is legion. And that there are millions of people on this planet that are day in and day out consciously coming from a heart-based place to the best of their ability in that moment and with the adversity that they may be dealing with in their outer life to try to add to the light of the world. And this is making a huge difference. So as we've talked about the simple knowing that we are one, Archangel Michael demonstrated to me that for us to shift from the microcosm of one individual invoking the light to the macrocosm of 7.5 billion people on this planet invoking the light is simply to say, before our prayers, our invocations, and our light work, I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity. When we say that instantaneously, our I am presence sends a ray of light into the I am presence of every person, alerting that I am presence that light is being invoked on their behalf, and that I am presence stands in readiness to receive that light, and then in perfect alignment with each person's divine plan and their highest good, that I am presence projects that light through the person's heart flame in ways that will assist them in shifting the energy, vibration, and consciousness of the inner and outer world experiences that are going on in their life. So if we can just realize that, we know that every day we are making a huge difference. Another wonderful thing that has taken place is that light workers have been building what is known as a planetary grid of transfiguring divine love that envelops the planet. This is really the bridge to freedom that is extending from the densest frequencies of chaos on the planet to the highest frequencies of light in the heavenly realms. And it is the bridge to freedom over which this earth is in the process of ascending into the higher realms of truth. It is a multi-dimensional grid comprised of sacred geometry, musical tones, colors, patterns of perfection. And in order to assist in this expansion, our Father, Mother God asked a couple of years ago if we at Era of Peace, our organization, would be willing to utilize the free seminars that we have offered around the United States for decades as a vehicle, so through which our Father, Mother, God could empower the grid of transfiguring divine love with enough light each month in this rhythmic momentum to amplify the light work of every single person on the planet 1,000-fold every day. And we, of course, graciously and willingly agreed to this. So for 2 years now, every month we have our free seminar, and the beings of light, the humanity, dedicated light workers gathered. These seminars are always free and open to the public wherever we are. And you can go to our website to find out where they are, if they're going to be in your area. But we unify our heart flames, and our Father, Mother, God project the light through the grid that will bathe the earth for an entire month, amplifying everybody's light work 1,000-fold. Now, if we want to grasp the magnitude of what that means, of course, we think of our light work as our meditations, our prayers, our invocations, and things we are doing to deliberately invoke the light. But literally everything that we do in any way, shape, or form that is an expression of love coming from our heart is adding to the light of the world. So if we observe a beautiful sunset, or revel in the wonders of nature, or prepare a beautiful, healthy meal for our family, or do our job with the highest level of integrity, or help our loved ones, or make love, or love our families, or play through this space of joy, we are adding to the world. And every electron of precious life energy we express during that experience is now being amplified 1,000-fold. So it is because of this incredible amplification of light by every person on the planet that is invoking the light in or expressing love in any way, that our Father, Mother, God have now been able to splice together and reactivate our 12 solar strands of DNA, which we had in the beginning before our fall from grace. And this DNA functioned, these 12 strands, as a very elaborate fiber optic communication system that let us communicate through open heart and mind telepathic communication with our I am presence consciously and tangibly, and with the legions of light throughout the realms of illumined truth. So now that that has been reactivated, instead of having the fragmented DNA that just expresses this double helix DNA, and as I've said, even though there's incredible things that are being discovered through the genome and our DNA, the scientists are determining that maybe 98%, 96 to 98% of our DNA is junk DNA. Well, there's no such thing as junk DNA. It's only fragmented and dormant DNA that our scientists haven't been able to categorize and explore. Now that DNA is being reconnected. And as the I am presence allows that to integrate at a cellular level through our physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies, we are all going to have access to viable solutions to the maladies happening in the outer world and new ways of dealing with the adversity and our human miscreations that will allow us to transform those back into the patterns of perfection and the wonders and miracles that we have the ability to co-create through the unified efforts of heaven and earth, through our loved ones in the physical plane. So what we need to do is go within and ask our I am presence, pay attention, and listen to the new heart-based insights, wisdom, sacred knowledge that is being revealed to us, and then go about our daily life involving every opportunity we have to add to the light of the world in ways that will shift and change the maladies and the human miscreations of separation and duality that have caused all of the adversity and pain and suffering on this planet.
Beautiful, Patricia.
Thank you.
And by the way, you referenced your website. That's eraofpeace.org. Is that right?
It is. It's eraofpeace.org. And we have a monthly newsletter, weekly free vlogs, all of these myriad things that are available for free that just share the information coming from the heavenly realms, as well as the schedules for our free seminar where they'll be, and the information of how you can help add to the light of the world through your own activities of life that you're participating in.
Yeah, wonderful. So, and I referenced in your introduction your vlogs, video logs that are also amazing, which you can sign up for there.
Thank you.
So, Patricia, you are there ways that you suggest that, or do you suggest that people reach out to the beings of light, of illumined truth, other cosmic resources, and if so, how do you suggest that they do that?
Absolutely. We were supposed to always have access to those realms of truth, which we did. The light not only expanded through my own before we fell into such dense frequencies of vibration, but it exploded. And the way we did what created the fall, starburst, there was a point in time when we made the conscious choice to express our thoughts and feelings in ways that were not entered the heart of the I am, and that's all of evil every person in any of its forms, alerting is them thought patterns and feelings that have been expressed over eons of time, and by every person fear-based fallen humanity stood in that are not based to receive that light. So yes, and absolutely, we were always supposed to be able to communicate with our I am presence and the company of knowing what the lessons are. So as we are reversing this process, the I am presence, all we have to do is ask. Light. So we can say, I am my I am presence, in perfect alignment with the I am presence of all humanity, and their highest good. And I invoke so legions of light throughout invocations, and our Father, Mother, God, the light that I was adding to the world, in any light possible way that I can add to the light of the world, unique and enhance my ability was to transmute the human miscreations back into light. 7.5 billion people, or however many it was, any way you want at that time. Just invoking your I am presence, expanding the I am presence of humanity and the beings of light. And every all you have to have the ability. They're standing in readiness, gift or awaiting the opportunity that I have intervene in our lives. This is what the beings of light have been trying to help us and the invitation to do that. We are powerful beyond our knowledge.
Beautiful. Yes, and they are invited 7 by 24, 365 days a week, aren't they? And hopefully we're also here in the process at this time dropping this whole reference to being good, God-fearing people.
Every person's I am absolutely.
Don't need to do that anymore.
I am presence. A priest recently said to me that the happiest any human into their life being will be because when we truly fear God. The call for assistance of God is to fear God. Well, I just that even our I am presence did not try to change his belief system, knowing that he was in that place. But I absolutely, without someone I am presence to help lift him up, invoking into the knowing that there is permission to no fear in the heavenly realms. So that's how simple the love of God is eternal and infinite. I am my I am presence, no such thing. I am one. With the fear or wrath or any of those things that should ever light be associated in perfect alignment with each person's
right. Yeah, the bless him, Father, for he doesn't know comes in. Yeah, so beautiful, and we'll share that as we close out. As you're speaking directly now to these conscious leaders all over the world, are there any final calls to action or final thoughts that you'd like to leave with these wonderful people?
Yes, I'd like to tell
I am my I am presence. I am one with the I am presence of all humanity.
Each and every
I am invoking the violet light in perfect alignment with every person's divine plan. I ask my I am presence to transmute every electron of energy that is less than heaven on earth.
But
so be it, and so
have
it
a
is.
Golden thread of light that is unique and unlike any other.
Okay.
That we are
perfect. Thank you, Patricia. Thanks so much for joining us here for this module.
Listen to your heart.
Extreme gratitude.
You are powerful beyond your knowing to be able to share this sacred knowledge from the higher realms that has been invested within inspiring each by our Father, Mother God, and receive this information no other on the planet.
Man, that's it, is to just all go within, and this is where we find the divine, is within. And if we don't go within, we go without. So
to tap into that
we must take time to go within.
You specifically.
Yeah, thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. Beautiful, Patricia. And 10 years ago, we were with Archbishop Desmond Tutu in South Africa, giving him a spiritual leadership award. We were down in South Africa, and he ended his program by saying, "Go now and be who you are." So, yeah,
perfect. Perfect.
Right.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, Patricia, thank you so much for being with us here during this program. We greatly appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome, Steve. It's absolutely my honor to participate in the global oneness and all of the wonderful activities of light. We are one, and we all have the ability to energetically empower every single person's light work on the planet. So that's another just simple invocation. Whether we know about it even on a conscious level or whether we're deliberately participating in it, we have the ability as one to empower every activity of light. So know that all of this work that you and your wonderful staff are putting into that is being amplified 1,000-fold by the company of heaven and by the collective consciousness of 7.5 billion people on this planet.
Oh, man, and back at you, and with all of the just incredible teachings and programs that you offer to the world, Patricia. Thank you, and we are all one, so let's all go live that way.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, thank you, Patricia.